checking in on day 2 with Nick and Freddie down in Atlanta. Attempt 2 because someone didn't hit record on the first one. Boys, looks like you're having a good time there at the hotel room again after a long day, and tomorrow is Kentucky's day. Let's get into what you expect out of Kentucky. What's Mark Stoops going to have at the podium?
Mark Stoops, he's going to bring a chip on his shoulder because, as Freddie alluded to earlier in our conversations, that he's got a lot of material. He said people talking trash about his program for 2 days. South Carolina is God's gift of football again. So now he's got to tell them, convince them why the Cats are the team to beat in the SEC East.
Mark Stoops is best when he's defensive on the field of football, on the field, football field, and defensive about watching all these talking heads and experts picking South Carolina to be Georgia's primary competition in the East. Then Tennessee, maybe Florida, then Kentucky and Vandy. So I like Mark Stoops with a chip on his shoulder. I like Mark Stoops mad. I like Mark Stoops being defensive down here, and I hope he brings an attitude to Atlanta because I'm going to be there for it. I want to see it because I'll be honest with you, after Carolina was up, I had that same chip on my shoulder and a little bit of an attitude myself.
They're getting that chip back on their shoulder.
Yeah.
That's when Kentucky's at its best, when they got a chip on their shoulder, and they're going to have it at SEC Media Days.
And I'll be honest with you, if there are any players watching this,
Are Kentucky players watching?
Oh, I don't know if they are. You're not getting much respect down here.
No,
I'll be honest with you. I mean, the respect is not there.
Nope.
I mean,
No.
it's not there from talking heads, from Pro Jays, to anybody. It's really not there. And
you get no respect.
Yeah, they don't. They're not.
No respect.
So, yeah.
Do you expect Mark Stoops to do any TikToks or wear any fancy shoes when he gets there tomorrow?
Can you do coffees and TikToks?
Maybe.
You're the TikTok expert at Kentucky Sports Radio.
Yeah.
So if anybody knows how to TikTok, it's Freddie Maggard.
I know how to watch the videos. I'm on TikTok.
You're on TikTok?
Yeah.
I'm not even on TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't know how to tick. I don't know how to talk. I don't know if Mark Stoops can tick or talk.
Yeah, he's on at 2:30. I would give the over/under at 5.5 cups of coffee by 2:30.
Okay, that's pretty good. But under 2 shoes that are not just normal loafers.
Yeah, no, he's going to wear dress shoes.
Yeah, he doesn't need to get up there on stage and prod his shoes out and say, "Ooh, look at me! I have cool shoes." That's the Dan Mullen, Eli Drinkwitz try hard method.
Yeah.
Mark Stoops, not a try hard. He doesn't need to try hard. He needs to go to work.
I tell you what, Drew, there's a lot of fascination and intrigue about Will Levis. The majority of conversations I'm having in Atlanta with other media folks that are not UK based is about Will Levis. Is he for real? Is he really a first round draft choice? I mean, they're intrigued. So I think he is going to be very popular tomorrow, and maybe, if you think about Georgia, they have the championships, there's going to be some interest there, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think Will Levis may be the big star here tomorrow that people want to talk to and get to know better.
Well, and nationally and regionally with SEC Network and whatnot, Levis is going to be the guy that sucks up a lot of oxygen. Not only are we going to have the first round draft hype to talk about, but we're also going to have the food eating stuff and like, oh, here's a banana. You want to eat that? Well, that's all going to be out there. But I know locally, closer to home, everybody's going to be paying much closer attention to what Mark Stoops has to say about Chris Rodriguez. Will we learn anything? I'm not optimistic. Maybe he wants to just get out in front of this and put that storyline to bed. But there is a scenario. There's a lot of ways that this can go where he says, we're still working through some things, and we'll know closer to game week how we're going to treat Chris Rodriguez. And that's a much bigger deal than Will Levis eating some sort of banana, because Chris Rodriguez can sleepwalk his way to UK's all-time leading rushing record if he can play the majority of the season. I mean, he's an outstanding running back, set the school record last year with 9 100 rushing yard games. If he does that again, he's going to be your all-time leading rusher. And I don't know if we're going to know what his fate is after Mark Stoops' appearance at SEC Media Days.
We hear a lot from Stoops and Levis already, but how big is this for DeAndre Square and Kenneth Horsey to have this kind of exposure in their turn on the stage?
Kenneth Horsey is a guy who has a great story. He had open heart surgery, and then 2 years later, he's starting in the Southeastern Conference. He's going to be sharing that side of him, but also just what the Big Blue Wall, how you can keep that continuity and maintain that power. Because, like, Kentucky's gotten to this point by their work in the trenches, and they're trying to keep that trend going without a couple of offensive tackles and Luke Fortner, starting
Yeah.
center, who's now at the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And also the differences in Coach Woodruff and then Coach Yentzer.
Coach Woodruff, yeah, that was.
I like to hear that. Kenneth Horsey,
Nick Saban called Eric Wolford Coach Woodruff today. That was good.
I want to hear more of Kenneth Horsey's story about the Heart Association and all he does for that. I want that story to get out because I think it would endear him with some fans, and not just Kentucky, but across the league. And I like when players get their personalities and unique stories out there to the masses because it motivates. It's good stuff. So, and DeAndre Square, I just love him. He was a grown man from the first second he walked on campus, and he's a very mature leader. I'm looking forward to him getting this exposure as well.
Yeah, and he's basically been a coach, and now he's got Courtney Love in the room helping him out as a graduate assistant. That's a loaded linebacker room. Maybe it's the strength of the defense, and he's representing them tomorrow. He went from the quiet kid who could only get a few words out at a time when he showed up on campus to now representing the strength of the UK defense at SEC Media Day. He's going to be happy to see the Detroit product in Atlanta.
Well, you all go get well rested up. I'm sure Morgan & Morgan put you in some nice beds there at the Omni. We want to thank them for sending you. Be sure to check out forthepeople.com and Pound Law, Nick Roush.
Pound Law, that's all. Just put in that hashtag law, send them in. They'll put their army of attorneys. They got what, 800 attorneys?
800, yeah.
800 attorneys? That's
I got a new hashtag too, Morgan Wins. So listen, For the People, follow them on Twitter, For the People. And then just follow our content down here. And we couldn't do this. We couldn't be here without Morgan & Morgan. So a huge thanks to them. They've been fantastic in this partnership. And I really do appreciate it because if not for them, I would be watching all this going on in Versailles and knowing my attention span, it wouldn't happen. So,
Well, we're glad you're down there.
We'd build a new logo if I was back in Versailles.
Everybody's loving SEC Media Days, Freddie. So we're glad you're down there.
I'm dialed in. My duties at KSR take me away from football a lot, and I guess you can feel the excitement. I'm back around football totally. That's all I'm doing this week, and I'm really liking it and enjoying it. Again, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Morgan & Morgan. So if you're in need of an attorney, please call Morgan & Morgan. Pound Law. That's all, baby.